What if I told you that the man who once defined James Bond, the smooth suit, the quiet smile, the calm under pressure, has lived a real life filled with more heartbreak and resilience than any Hollywood script could ever imagine? Pierce Brosnan might have looked untouchable on screen, but behind the tuxedo is a story of survival, love, and devastating loss. He was born in Ireland in 1953. His father left before he was old enough to remember, and his mother had to move away to work as a nurse. That meant young Pierce bounced between relatives, always the guest, never fully at home. He grew up quiet, watchful, carrying the kind of hunger only a lonely child could understand. Then one day, by sheer accident, he wandered into a theater workshop, watched a fire eater practicing, and thought, why not? That single moment changed his life. He had stumbled into the world that would eventually crown him a star. By the late 70s, he was grinding it out on stage and grabbing tiny film parts. Then came Remington Steele, the show that made him a household name. And almost instantly, people began whispering, that's the next James Bond. Twice he nearly had the role snatched right out of his hand, and twice fate pulled it away. But finally, in 1994, the call came. With GoldenEye, Pierce not only became Bond, he saved the entire franchise. He performed death-defying stunts, carried box office records, and for millions around the world, he was 007. But while the world saw the unshakable secret agent, behind closed doors, his life was breaking apart. His wife, Cassandra, was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. For years, he stood by her side, holding her hand through surgeries, treatments, and endless nights of fear. When she passed away at just 43, Pierce was shattered. Yet he carried on for their son, for her two children he had adopted as his own. And then, decades later, the nightmare returned. His daughter Charlotte, vibrant and full of life, faced the same cruel disease, the same hospital halls, the same endless fight. She passed at only 41. Can you imagine to lose the love of your life and then your daughter to the exact same illness? Most people wouldn't survive that kind of grief, but Pierce, somehow, he kept standing. Part of his strength came from Keely, the woman he met in the 90s who became his rock. She didn't erase the grief. She helped him live with it. Together, they built a family, raised two sons, and created a home where both laughter and sorrow could exist side by side. When tabloids attacked her appearance years later, Pierce defended her fiercely, reminding the world that real beauty is deeper than headlines. That kind of loyalty tells you everything about the man behind the charm. Today, Pierce Brosnan is more than Bond. He's a father, a grandfather, a painter whose work fills his home, and a passionate voice for cancer awareness and environmental causes. He divides his time between Hawaii and Malibu, paints daily, and still takes roles that inspire him. At 72, his silver hair and steady stride aren't signs of slowing down. They're proof of a life fully lived. And maybe that's the real lesson here. You can face unimaginable heartbreak, you can lose the people you love most, and still find reasons to live, to fight, to love again. Pierce once said, life has to go on, and if it does, you better find something worth living for. So let me ask you, which part of his journey hits you hardest? The resilience, the love, or the losses he's carried? Drop your thoughts below because I'd love to hear what you take from his story. And if his journey moved you even a little, hit that like button and share this with someone who might need the reminder that hope doesn't die. Not if you refuse to let it. Because if Pierce Brosnan can rise from the ashes again and again, then maybe so can we.